A warm welcome to Joburg Today, where we bring you the 411 on what's hip and happening on the streets of the City of Gold. I'm your host, Riley Sakwe. The weekend is upon us, and it might be worth your while to head on down to the Market Theatre for the highly anticipated story of Black and Blue.
The long-awaited story Black and Blue is back at the Market Theatre, and as you all know, Joburg Today brings you nothing but the freshest entertainment. Let's go in and see what the story is all about.
My name is Alfred Hitchcock, and this is Music to be Murdered By. It is mood music in a jugular vein, and I hope you like it.
Black and Blue is a fantastic story. It's a very simple story about two human beings, Mr. Swart and Jackson, who cross paths at a very crucial time in their own lives. And Mr. Swart has just recently undergone such a tragic event in her life and has started to recoil and become all blue and calcified. And my character, Jackson, who comes into her life and just sort of presents this light, this warm sunshine. And from there on, they go on this journey that so forever changes their lives.
It's a very physical play. It has very few words. We don't talk down to our audiences. We let our audiences use their imagination. And very often in these visual images, the imagination is very active. We use a lot of color in the work. It's an incredible stimulation because of the color and the kind of magic that happens on stage between these two people. So it really is a relationship about healing. We use the expression, I'm feeling blue, as a sort of metaphor for feeling down, feeling sad, sometimes depressed. In the case of Mrs. Swart, who's the lead, the sort of main protagonist in the story, she is feeling awful, and she is suffering from a severe shock and from severe anxiety and depression. We won't tell you why. But the play doesn't dwell on that. The play dwells on her, it picks up on her in this blue state.
And here's what theatregoers had to say.
The fact that it touches people where they've hurt and where they've experienced new beginnings. So it's definitely a good experience.
What stood out for me was just the beautiful relationship between the two actors on the stage. It was like they weren't acting, like they really just relate to each other really very well.
I think the madam was starting to fall in love with Jackson. That's the part, that was the most amazing part for me.
Pomashego for Joburg Today.
Really? No. Really?
What's good, everybody? This is Solo, and you're watching Joburg Today.
We love hearing from you, so do hit us up on Facebook. That's joburgtoday.tv. Follow us on Twitter at Joburg Today. And if you're one of those people who are constantly on the move, then you can catch us on pockettv.mobi. That's Pocket with an I. For the first time in Johannesburg, Johannesburgers can treat themselves to the Titanic artifacts which were recovered from the bottom of the North Atlantic Ocean. These pieces were recovered from the supposedly unsinkable luxury liner on its maiden voyage from Southampton.
I've read about the Titanic and also watched the revised movie of the luxury liner, and now I have the opportunity to see the artifact of what happened in 1912 right here in the heart of Johannesburg. The Titanic artifacts were removed from the bottom of the North Atlantic Ocean from the so-called unsinkable luxury ocean liner that collided with an iceberg in April 1912.
This year is the real artifact exhibit of the Titanic, the ship that sunk 103 years ago. We have currently here 140 artifacts on display, which has been salvaged over the last 27 years. All these artifacts are original artifacts which has been salvaged from the shipwreck. We have not recreated or made any of these. These are actual real artifacts. The aim is to bring educational exhibitions from the States or from overseas to the shores of South Africa, so we can enrich the the culture of South Africa, and Joburg is a booming city at the moment, and it wouldn't feel right not to have brought it to the shores of Joburg.
Well, we've only just started, but I think it's very cool. It's quite creepy for me to see the authentic things that actually came out of the Titanic and to read all the stories about the people. So I'm very interested to see where it's going.
It's brilliant. I quite like it. Yeah, it's, as she says, that you get like a real feel for how, like, what it actually was like and what it actually looked like. Like in the movie, you don't really get how real it was. Do you know what I mean? It's very Hollywood.
We've only just come in, but so far I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been a little bit more atmosphere, shall we say, than I thought it would be. I thought it would be little things on posts and little notes next to them. So I've got a feel now for the way the whole Titanic worked, if you like, better than I ever had before.
The exhibition runs until the 8th of November, where everyone will get to relive what happened on the fatal night. I'm Pomashiro for Joburg Today.
How's it? My name is Matt Moore, and you're watching Joburg Today.
It's often said that music speaks what cannot be expressed. Well, if that's the case, then Joburg-based band the Muffinz have got this down pat. Paul caught up with them during rehearsals for their upcoming performances.
Being desolate is the same as being rich, 'cause government resources are far from.
There's nothing more than I like than listening to African soul music, the music that touches hearts and speaks more about the things that we cannot talk about in our lifetime. But the Muffinz are here to tell us more about why they choose that kind of genre of music.
We are the Muffinz, and we are 5 guys based in the city, but from different parts of South Africa and the Titanic region, you know. And yeah, we make music, and you know, socially conscious music, I'd like to put it. And yeah, but it's very fun, it's very young. It is for South Africa now, actually, you know, for those who've lived before and for those who are going to live in the future.
We have a genre that we call our music. We call it eclectic soul trip. But I mean, you know, it can be categorized into anything. You know, I like to think of it as progressive African music, you know, music with a message, you know, that's speaking to our peers and people who are younger than us and also people who are older than us, you know. We're trying to make people aware of the times, you know, of what's going around in our country, even the world. In terms of offering, we've got 2 albums. The first one is Have You Heard? Yeah, it's an album of 11 tracks, songs which, you know, had been with us for the longest time, you know, as upcoming musicians, you know. Some of the melodies there are still even, you know, just experimental or a way to find what we truly are in terms of the music, you know. But I mean, everything turned out well, I guess, with that album. It was a great album, well received also internationally and nationally.
The Muffinz will be quite busy this last 2 months of the year, and for their 2016 goals, they plan to have a live DVD. I'm Pomashiro for Joburg Today.
How's it? This is Zion, and you are watching Joburg Today.
Unfortunately, that's all we have time for, but be sure to check out our playlist to see what's happening in and around your beautiful city. That's it from me, Riley. I leave you with Just Ginger, Bright Lights. Enjoy.
Back in ETV.
You can only find the great white light when you're not looking, and you should only look when you're willing to see what's surrounding you. Please come on, don't look away, it'll all come back to haunt you. You owe it to yourself. control again. You can be the change, my friend, when you see through who you are. You can have it all. You can become whole again. You know that's what you need. You know that's what you want. And yet you find another lover, baby. You can wait patiently, and you will see there is love in your heart. Come on, don't look away. It'll all come back to haunt you. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to believe in you. You can take control again. You can be the change, my friend, if you see through who you are. You can have it all. You can become whole again. You know that's what you need. You know that's what you want. You know that's what you are. You can take control again when you see through who you are.